Hello, cuties. Welcome to another day of Litmas. How are you all doing today? I've lost my mind a little bit. You see, I've been working on this particular video for several days now, because this is the Herkid update that I really wanted to do before, but did not have the capacity, and I still didn't have the full capacity of everything I wanted to do for this one, so more coming soon. This is the current stats. This is the current rankings. We are going to go through every single prompt and the top books, not only in the whole prompt, but in the prompt within the prompts, because, you know, we like prompts within our prompts. We're going through as much as I can today. I also put out a little survey, for those of you in the Discord might have seen it. About 359, not about exactly, 359 of you filled it out, just to give us a little kind of a sampling of how everyone's doing in Herkid, in the hardest reading challenge you'll ever do. Mind you, this is some reminders. This challenge is meant to challenge you. So if you're stressing yourself out, that's on you. I'm evil, remember that. This is Dark Q talking right now, and if you complete the challenge, I'm upset. So if you don't complete the challenge, you stay in my good graces. I don't know what I'm doing right now. Anyway, let's talk stats, okay? I do hope you guys are having a lot of fun with this challenge. Like I said, it's meant to be a challenge. It is meant to be unbeatable, although I feel like this one might be more beatable than the last time around, so I might have to go even harder for 3.0. I'm not kidding. But yeah, this is meant to be fun, but if you're not having fun, tap out. It's okay. I won't be mad. You can stop at any time. You can start at any time. For those of you who are new to the Herkid scene, you can start any time and you can backlog from what you've done in the past. That's fine. Yeah, enjoy these stats here. Okay, I feel like I have to duck because my camera's a little bit lower, but it's okay. You don't need to look at my face for the rest of this. Right now on the screen, you are seeing the survey. We're just going to go over the bit of the survey, and then we're going to go deep diving. So how many squares have you completed? The majority have completed only 2. So if you, like me, have not completed many, I've completed 4 as of filming this video. If you have not completed many, that's okay. Look at that. 52 have only done 1 square, and that's okay. 36 have done 3. 42 have done 4, 35 have done 5. Like, it's okay. Only like 1 person who filled out the survey has done 23, and 1 has done 22. And I bet you they're both Asura and Libby. Okay? They're both insane in a good way. We have 1 for 21, 1 for 20. We've got 18 have done 1, 17 have done 3. So wait, no, 3, wait. No, 3 have done 17. I went the wrong way. 6 have done 16. 3 have done 15. Like, we have a pretty big smattering, but the majority have not completed many, and that's okay. All right, have you completed the By the Hundreds challenge? Only 19.5%, about 20% of participants in the survey have completed it. I haven't even completed it. That's okay. For the 24-hour readathon, most people have done this one. It looks like 60.7% have completed it. I have not. Have you completed the subgenres challenge? 138, 38.4%. Make that 139. That is one challenge I have completed. For the series staircase, only 15.9% have completed. I also have not completed it. For the awards challenge, 12.5% have completed it. I have not. For the TBR game challenge, 24.5% have completed it. I have not. For the last 10 years challenge, only 8.4% have completed. I have not. For the all the adaptations challenge, 9.7% have completed. I have not. For the disability rep challenge, 25.1% have completed. I have not. For the heritage month challenge, 3.3% have completed. I have not. For the translation challenge, 18.4% have completed. I also have not. For the Around the World Challenge, 8.4% have completed. I also have not. For the Even Bigger Rainbow Challenge, 15% have completed. I have not. For the Make a Quote Challenge, 3.9%, 14 people have completed it. I've not. I've only contributed like 3 books to my quote. For Spooky Creatures, 19.8% have completed it. I have completed this one. For Become the Avatar Challenge, 23.4% have completed. I have not. For the Readathon Challenge, 49.3% have completed. Add me to that pile. This was the first one I completed because I hyper-focused on doing that one. For the Animals Are Better Challenge, 24.5%. I have also completed this one. For the Even Queerer Alphabet, only 6.1% have completed. I have not. For the I Miss Herkid 1 Challenge, 25.1% have completed. I have not. For the BIPOC Challenge, 15.3% have completed. I have not. I'm 1 away. For the New Releases Challenge, somebody is a liar and said that they completed it. It is currently uncompletable because we haven't hit the months where you can complete it yet. Unless this person counted replacing it with the 5 indie books. But otherwise, no, then you didn't complete the new releases. You substituted it. But that's badly worded on my point and my part in the survey. So if that's the case, then sure. But otherwise, no, you have not. And for the Challenge Yourself, 5.8% have completed it. I have not. For the Nonfiction Challenge, 30.6% have completed. I have not. And for the Q's Reviews, I have not completed this one, but 15.6% of you have. And then I asked how many bingos you got, and I realized I don't understand bingo. And I accidentally only put 4 up to 4 for the first round of it, but then I added the rest. So technically you should be able to get up to 10 without blackout. Asura did the math on that. Thank you, Asura. But it does look like 17 of you have 1 bingo. 1 of you has 2 bingos. 3 of you have 3 bingos. 4 of you have 4 bingos, and then everybody else is 0. I also do not have a bingo. Obviously, I only have 4. So that's my little quick overview, but I know what you're really here for, and that's this baby. Welcome. Now, official progress report number 2. Here we freaking go, folks. For those of you who did do the indie self-pub replacements, we've had 20 submissions for this. So I am pleased to say, like, not many of you have had to use this. It's okay that if you have. What we've been replacing, which does make me a little sad, is the Even Queerer Rainbow. The award season, I get. All the adaptations, I get. The quote, I get. And my reviews and recs, that hurts my feeling. I'm just kidding. It's fine. But that's what was replaced overall. But again, we haven't had many submissions for that, so that's fine. For the self-published books, we mostly were rating 4 stars. Overall, most common rating on those self-pubs were 4 stars. See, self-pub books are great. All right. So, again, by the hundreds, I did try to calculate these. These may not be accurate, but based on the submission forms, it looks like 149 people have completed it, and 62 are like 1 away. So, not bad at all. Our most popular books for the hundreds category, from the 100 to 199. In the lead is Thornhedge now, with 9 people reading it, which knocked out All Systems Red, which was in the lead last time, with 7. And following on its coattails is Carmilla by J. Sheridan Le Fanu, with 6 people reading it. For the 200s, we have Piranesi by Susanna Clark taking the lead, moving down Orbital by Samantha Harvey to 6. We then have The Compound and The Midnight Library both at 4. For the 300s, With a Vengeance has remained in top space at 6 people reading it, followed closely behind by Book Lovers by Emily Henry and Carl's Doomsday Scenario by Matt Dinneman. I'm going to be reading that soon, but it won't go in this slot. For the 400s, we have staying in first place is Great Big Beautiful Life by Emily Henry with 8. Then we have Till Summer Do Us Part by Megan Quinn and Dungeon Crawler Carl by Matt Dinneman with 7. For the 500 staying in the lead is Bury Our Bones in the Midnight Soil by V.E. Schwab with 12 people, followed by the Dungeon Anarchist Cookbook with 8 people. And tied in third place, we have Arcana Academy by Elise Kova and The Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes by Suzanne Collins. In our 600 categories, The Will of the Many has remained in first place by James Islington, followed by Quicksilver with 11 people reading that, and then tied in third place with 6 people, we have A Court of Mist and Fury, The Raven Scholar, and The Sword of Kaigan. Woo! Woo! For the 700s, tied for first place, we have Alchemized by Senlin Yu and The Butcher's Masquerade by Matt Dinneman. Very different books. And in second place, we have Kingdom of Ash, which was in the lead before, but has been knocked down to second place. Ha ha ha. All right, moving on to the 24-hour readathon. This is kind of our stats. Also, big shout out to Amara, who did a lot of the charts and graphs. She's done a lot of work on the submission forms with their formulas and stuff. She's kind of my go-to for it. So big shout out to Amara. I'm using most of her charts, not all of them necessarily, because not all of them are calculating exactly what I want to show right now, but later. Okay, so we have the top 5 of the amount of people are reading with 3 books in the 24 hours, much like in Herkid version 1, where it was the challenge to read 3 in 24. We have 78 people reading 4 books, 53 reading 2 books, 49 reading 5 books, and 26 people read 6 books. So well done. I still haven't done this one yet. We're going to see how much I can do. Our top books for the readathon was number 1 being Heartstopper. This is the graphic novels by Alice Owen. It was specifically Heartstopper Volume 3. And then we have Witch Hat Atelier at 9, and then Spy Family Volume 1 at 7. So a lot of people reading graphic novels, totally allowed. For those reading novels and novellas, we have All Systems Red, Murderbot, Martha Wells, Matilda by Roald Dahl, and Strange Houses, all of them at 5. No clear leader right now. We'll see how that changes, if it changes. All right, our subgenres of choice. It does look like for each of these subgenres, for what I've picked, 75 who chose fantasy have completed. 76 have chosen romance, have completed. 23 who chose mystery thriller have completed. 24 for those doing horror, 5 for nonfiction, 3 for literary. Nobody in historical looks like they have finished yet, and 14 in sci-fi. But overall, it looks like 220 people have completed this challenge, including myself. I don't know if I put myself in that data, but yeah. Our top subgenres in fantasy were cozy with 62, romance with 51, urban with 50, and epic and high with 43. Our top books for fantasy was Dungeon Crawler Carl by Matt Dinneman with 9, staying in first place, followed by The Enchanted Greenhouse by Sarah Beth Durst, and in third place tied we have Legends and Lattes by Travis Baldry and The Devils by Joe Abercrombie. Abercrombie. That's a name I can say. All right, to romance, our top subgenres was contemporary with 95, 52 with historical, 47 for paranormal, and 42 were romantasy. And our top books is Lights Out by Nevessa Allen, with 6 people, Knocking Down First Time Caller by B.K. Borison. We have Deep End by Allie Hazelwood, Paladin's Grace by T. Kingfisher, Sounds Like Love by Ashley Poston, and Swift and Saddled by Lila Sage, all at 4. All right, with our mystery and thriller, our top subgenres was crime and detective novels, followed by cozy, followed by historical, and then by contemporary. These are not all of them. These are just the tops, obviously. Our top book, staying in first place, is again With a Vengeance by Riley Sager, and on its heels is Not Quite Dead Yet by Holly Jackson. For horror, our top subgenres have been paranormal, then thriller, then gothic, and then sci-fi. Our top subgenres, our top books, our top horror books is now Slewfoot by Brom, with 4 people knocking down Play Nice by Rachel Harrison into second place, alongside Vampires of El Norte by Isabel Cañas, Hell Followed With Us by Andrew Joseph White, and We Used to Live Here by Marcus Kluwer. All right, for our nonfiction, our top subgenres have been memoir and art tied, followed by history and feminism tied. We have no duplicates yet. Womp womp. Not a lot, not enough data. Literary as well, our subgenres have been contemporary, then dystopian, then historical and magical realism tied, and only one duplicate has so far has been Atmosphere by Taylor Jenkins Reid. That's it. With historical, our top subgenres have been fantasy, then romance and literary tied for second place, and there's no duplicates yet. Womp womp. For sci-fi, our top subgenres have been dystopian, then space opera, then cozy, then apocalyptic. And our top books have been Parable of the Sower, which is now moving up. We had it, I think, tied the first round, and it's now taken its place. At the top, by Octavia E. Butler, followed by a second place all tie with Do Androids Dream of Electric Sheep by Philip K. Dick, Jim Butcher's The Aeronauts Windless, The Road by Cormac McCarthy, and The Word for World is Forest by Ursula K. Le Guin. With our series staircase, it appears that 94 have completed it. Our top standalone being Blood Over Brighthaven by M.L. Lang, with 7 people having read it, followed by Bury Our Bones in the Midnight Soil by V.E. Schwab, Atmosphere by Taylor Jenkins Reid, and The Names by Florence Knapp in third place, with 3 people reading it. For our duologies, our most popular right now is the Shepherd's Crown, I think is the series name, the duology name. One Dark Window and Two Twisted Somethings by Rachel Killick. I haven't read it yet, I'm sorry. Which did knock out Divine Rivals in second place now with the Letters of Enchantment duology by Rebecca Ross. And then knocking down 2 spaces was Jurassic Park duology by Michael Crichton, followed by A Psalm for the Wild Built by Becky Chambers and Six of Crows by Lee Bardugo with 6. For our trilogies, our top trilogies remaining in first place is The Hunger Games, but joining it at that top is The Poppy War by R.F. Kuang. And then in second place, all 5 of these are tied. We have the Binti trilogy, the Atlas 6 trilogy, A Deadly Education or the Scholomance trilogy, Part of Your World, and The Summer I Turned Pretty with 4. For our quadrilogies and more, both of these are more. All Systems Red Murderbot has remained in first place, but Dungeon Crawler Carl has joined it at the top of the podium. All right, for award season, which I realize I didn't change the series staircase. Please bear with me. I'm very tired after doing this for several days. Anyway, we're doing award season. Only 4 people, according to my spreadsheets, have completed this one. Wow, I really didn't change it for anything on the series staircase. I just duplicated a bunch of these, so please ignore my silly, silly mistake. For our entrant, our top one is Yellowface by R.F. Kuang, remaining in that. Our most common awards for the entrants have been the BookTube Prize, SPIFBO, the Locus Award, and Booker Prize. So if you're still looking for entrants, all of those have entrants. For the semi-finalists, we have the most common awards being Goodreads, Booker, BookTube, SPIFBO, and the Giller Prize. Our top one being Sipsworth by Simon Van Body, which has remained in top place, but followed with Universality by Natasha Brown, because I can read on that way. For our finalists, our most common awards have been Goodreads, Hugo, Nebula, Booker, and Locus Award. Bride has remained in first place with Ellie Hazelwood, followed by Quicksilver at its heel, well, at the same podium right now, by Callie Hart. For our winners, our most common have been Goodreads, Hugo, Nebula, Booker, and Locus Award. Remaining in first place is The Wedding People by Allison Espach, and following in second place is James by Percival Everett. All right, now I got back on track. I'm so sorry for the mistakes there. The TBR game submissions, 196 it looks like. We've had for unique user submissions. Lord of the Reeds remains like the top game with 52 people. Wheel of TBR being 30 and Deck of TBR for 16 in third place. It's a little hard with this because we've had a lot of variation in how people are responding to this question. But yeah. All right, for our TBR game, our number 1 books have been The Spell Shop, remaining in first place. All of these are now in first place, but Spell Shop was before. We have A Drop of Corruption by Robert Jackson Bennett and The Picture of Dorian Gray by Oscar Wilde. For the last 10 years, it appears 68 have completed. We have for 2015 our top book being The Nightingale by Kristen Hanna, knocking out A Curious Beginning by Deanna Rayborn, and also tying with that is Uprooted by Naomi Novik. For 2016, remaining in first place is Every Heart a Doorway by Sean M. McGuire, and in second place we had 6 books. We had Bad Blood, Dark Matter, I'm Thinking of Ending Things, It Ends With Us, Radio Silence, and Scythe. For 2017, remaining in first place is All Systems Red by Martha Wells. Following is Tender as the Flesh by Augustina Basterica and Caravel by Stephanie Garber. For 2018, another Murderbot book. We have Rogue Protocol remaining in first place with 6 people, followed by Swordheart by T. Kingfisher. And then in third place, My Sister the Serial Killer by Oyinkan Braithwaite, The Poppy War by R.F. Kuang, and The Rise and Fall of the Dinosaurs by Steve Brusette. That's cool. I want to read that now. For 2019, we have The Silent Patient in first place by Alex Michaelides. Michaelides. I don't know how to say that name. Then followed by Daisy Jones and the Six by Taylor Jenkins Reid. And in third place, which knocked out our finale in the Caraval trilogy, Down 2 Pegs by Stephanie Garber. We also have The Dragon Republic by R.F. Kuang, Zodiac Academy, The Awakening by Caroline Peckham and Suzanne Valenti, as well as This Is How You Lose the Time War by Amal El-Motar and Max Gladstone. For 2020, Dungeon Crawler Carl remains in first place with 13. In second place, we have a tie of The Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes by Suzanne Collins and The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue by V.E. Schwab. Excuse me, V.E. Schwab. And then in third place, Paladin's Grace by T. Kingfisher. T. Space Kingfisher. All right, 2021, we have Carl's Doomsday Scenario by Matt Dinneman, which knocked out Project Hail Mary, who was in first place before, tying with Fugitive Telemetry by Martha Wells. For 2022, we have The Housemaid by Frida McFadden, taking the place of Part of Your World, which was in first place before, tying with I'm Glad My Mom Died by Jeanette McCurdy and Book Lovers by Emily Henry. In 2023, remaining in the top spot is Assistant to the Villain by Hannah Nicole Mairer. Don't know. Then tying with it is Camp Damascus by Chuck Tingle. And in second place, we have None of This Is True by Lisa Jewell, The 7-Year Slip by Ashley Poston, and Yours Truly by Abby Jimenez. For 2024, remaining in first place is The Spell Shop by Sarah Beth Durst, alongside We Used to Live Here by Marcus Kluwer. And in second place is A Novel Love Story by Ashley Poston. And in 2025, we have Sunrise on the Reaping, remaining in first place by Suzanne Collins. Followed in second place, three-way tie. We have Atmosphere by Taylor Jenkins Reid, Sounds Like Love by Ashley Poston, and The Night and the Moth by Rachel Gillig. No duplicates for 2026, but good job to the 8 people who have, in fact, done it already. All right, moving on to all the adaptations. 38, it looks like, have completed it. For the most part, it does look like most people are doing both, with 41.5% having both read the original and watched the movie for the movies. The top ones being The Thursday Murder Club with 12 people. And then we have The Long Walk by Stephen King and Jurassic Park by Michael Crichton. For TV show, we're pretty even. Most people watched. For this one, very even split, though. 34.3% just watched the TV show, 33.3% read the original, and 32.4% did both. Our top ones have been Murderba, but with 13. Then The Summer I Turned Pretty by Jenny Han, followed by Daisy Jones and the Six, and Heartstopper, both in third place with 7. For animation, most people have done both here. 39.8% did both. 31.3% read the original, 28.9% only watched the animation. Our top ones being The Wild Robot, which is actually what I did for this one, and I've only watched the animation so far. I plan on reading the book. Alongside Kiki's Delivery Service by Eiko Kadono, which put that in first place, knocking out Howl's Moving Castle by Diana Wynne Jones with 11 people, and Coraline by Neil Gaiman with 9. For our graphic novel, most people read the adaptation. 68.3% only read the adaptation, 15% read the original, and 16.8% did both. And our top graphic novels have been The Raven Boys, which remains in first place, followed with Kindred at the same space, tied with Kindred by Octavia E. Butler. Second place, we have Lore Olympus by Rachel Smythe, and The Handmaid's Tale by Margaret Atwood for 4, the graphic novel version. All right. For our original sources, though, that's the adaptations. For original sources, most people read some kind of Greek mythology. Then we have The Raven Boys and Kindred. There was a different upset in that because there was a lot of different mythology books that were the adaptations, but all from like a Hades and Persephone. A lot of Hades and Persephone out there. Some others, but yeah. For our musical, most people watched the musical. 45.8% watched the musical. 27.5% did both, and 26.8% read the original. We have, of course, Wicked. Not surprised. Followed by Matilda and Hamilton. For the original sources, people reading Wicked, The Life and Times of the Wicked Witch of the West. I do want to warn you guys, though, like, it's so different. Like, if you're like, oh, I love Wicked, I'll read the book. You're not getting Wicked. You're not getting the musical if you're reading it. It's so different. They are barely an adaptation. You're allowed to count it. I'm just warning people, like, you do not have to read the book. It's so much more disturbing. It's so much more weird. I hate the book personally. There's weird things in it you probably don't want to experience, okay? All right, original source reading of Matilda, and then Alexander Hamilton by Ron Chernow. Okay. The question I have actually, though, is the Hamilton musical an adaptation of that book? Or did that book just become popular because of the musical? Little iffy on it, but I'll allow it. All right. For our play, most people read the original. 51.9% read the original. 25.2% did both, and 23% actually watched the play. Our top plays have been Macbeth, Then Much Ado About Nothing, which is my favorite, and The Importance of Being Earnest, which is my favorite Oscar Wilde, followed by Warhorse by Michael Morpurgo. For our modern retellings, most people just read the adaptations, 77.8%. Only 2% read the original, and then 20.2% did both. Our top retelling originals have been Snow White, with 16 people remaining in first place, followed in second place, three-way tie with Beauty and the Beast, Pride and Prejudice, and Romeo and Juliet. For our modern retelling, most people read Hemlock and Silver by T. Kingfisher, which is a Snow White retelling, James by Percival Everett, which is an Adventure of Huckleberry Finn retelling, and Demon Copperhead by Barbara Kingsolver, which is a David Copperfield retelling. Interesting stuff. For our web series, most people watched the web series. 68 or 47.9% of you did that. And tied, 26.1% both read the original only or did both. Our top original source for the web series is Pride and Prejudice with 22, Carmilla with 13, and The Legend of Sleepy Hollow with 7. And our top web series were still The Lizzie Bennet Diaries, which remains my favorite, followed by Carmilla movie. We have Headless, which is super fun, and you should definitely watch it, and the Misselthwaite Archives, which I was happy to see on here because it's a much more unknown one. But I did watch it when it came out. I was just upset that it just ended abruptly. Anyway, okay, for our disability representation, it looks to be like 149 people have completed. Our top representations appear to be autism with 59, and amputee at 49, deaf for 44, anxiety for 36, depression with 35, and PTSD or CPTSD with 28. Our top book still remains Out on a Limb by Hannah Bonham Young, followed by Get a Life, Chloe Brown by Talia Hibbert, and then tying in third place, we have five-way tie, Everything is Tuberculosis by John Green, Catabasis by R.F. Kuang, Insignificant Events in the Life of a Cactus by Dusty Bowling, Hat Trick by Chelsea Curto, and The Chemistry Test by Georgina Frankie. For our Heritage Months, it does only look like 19 have completed. For Asian American Pacific Islander Heritage, we have Julie Chan is Dead by Lian Zhang, remaining in first place, tied with Babel by R.F. Kuang, and Yellowface by R.F. Kuang, which also remains in first place. It's like Babel just snuck on in there. Oh, I double-clicked on accident. For Arab Heritage, we have One Day Everyone Will Have Always Been Against This by Omar El Akkad, followed by The Dream Hotel by Layla Lalami, which has now been knocked down a peg. And in third place, we have a four-way tie with The Jasad Air by Sarah Hashem, The Kite Runner by Khaled Hosseini, The Stardust Thief by Chelsea Abdullah, and we have This Is How You Lose the Time War by Amal El Motar and Max Gladstone. For Black history, we have James in first place by Percival Everett with 4, which knocked down Oathbound by Tracy Dion into second place. And in a four-way tie for third place, we have Black Cake by Charmaine Wilkerson, Parable of the Sour by Octavia E. Butler, Ring Shout by P. Jelly Clark, and The Reformatory by Tananarive Due. I think that's how you said that name right. All right, for our Heritage Months for Disability Pride, again, Out on a Limb in number 1 place there. Then we have, again, Get a Life, Chloe Brown by Talia Hibbert, and True Biz by Sarah Novick, followed by Disfigured by Amanda Leduc. I hope I said that right. For Hispanic Heritage, we have number 1 being Mexican Gothic, which remains in first place with 10, followed by The Possession of Alba Diaz by Isabel Cañas, then What the River Knows by Isabel Ibanez, and Cemetery Boys, Gods of Jade and Shadow, and The Hacienda in fourth place. I included a fourth place in this one for some reason. I get bigger. You can tell which days I did this because certain days I'll have more and certain days I'll have less. All right. For Indigenous Heritage, our number 1 book remaining in first place is The Buffalo Hunter Hunter by Stephen Graham Jones, followed by Love is a War Song by Danica Nava, followed by Never Whistle at Night by various authors, introduction by Stephen Graham Jones, edited by Shane Hawk with 7. We have There There by Tommy Orange, and Sisters in the Wind by Angeline Booley for 5. For Jewish heritage, remaining in first place is The Diary of a Young Girl by Anne Frank. In second place, tied for second, we have I Who Have Never Known Men by Jacqueline Hartman, and Thistlefoot by Jenna Rose Nevercott. And in third place, we have The Lure of Their Graves by Laura R. Samotin. For LGBTQIA plus pride, our first place, remaining in first place, is Can't Spell Treason Without T by Rebecca Thorne, tied with The House in the Cerulean Sea. I like how they both rhymed and have like, is it the same? Can't Spell Treason Without T. The House in the Cerulean Sea. Almost the same amount. And in second place, we have Automatic Noodle by Annalee Newitz, Loveless by Alice Oseman, which is knocked down to second place now, Gender Queer by Maya Kobabe, and Heartstopper Volume 2 with Alice Oseman. For women's history, we have Atmosphere by Taylor Jenkins Reid remaining in first place, knocking down With Her Own Hands by Nicole Nerig and The Bell Jar by Sylvia Plath, tying along with I Who Have Never Known Men, along with Alison Lyle's Outlived You, Sula by Toni Morrison, and Witchcraft for Wayward Girls by Grady Hendrix. All right, for translated works, it appears 86 have completed, 121 people submitted for Japanese, 74 for French and Spanish, 67 for Korean, and 54 for Swedish, with a weird 2 that I didn't delete for some reason. Can you guys tell I'm really tired? Sorry. I should have my mods go through these before I post videos, but I don't, and I should. All right. Anyway, translated works. Number 1, we have I Who Have Never Known Men, which is translated from French in first place, remaining in first place, but alongside with it is My Friends by Friedrich Bachmann, which I believe is translated from Swedish. In second place, we have Before the Coffee Gets Cold by Toshikazu Kawaguchi, which is Japanese, and Tender is the Flesh by Agustina Basterica, which is Spanish from Argentina. I like that we have like a different language in the top spaces. That's pretty cool. For Around the World, it appears 48 people have completed. 65 have completed the bonus, Antarctica. For North America, 321 of you submitted for the United States, 37 for Canada. I did Canada. 8 for Mexico, and then 2 for Jamaica and the Bahamas. Hey. Our top books have been First Time Color by B.K. Borison, which remains in first place, Bright Young Women by Jessica Knoll, Caught Up by Nemessa Allen, and With a Vengeance by Riley Sager. For South America, 36 read for Argentina, 19 for Brazil and Colombia, 11 for Chile, 8 for Venezuela, and 6 for Ecuador and Peru. Our top South America books have been 100 Years of Solitude by Gabriel Garcia Marquez, and Tender is the Flesh by Agustina Basterica, knocking out The Unworthy by Agustina Basterica, which is now in second place. And in third place, we have Fruit of the Drunken Tree by Ingrid Rojas Contreras. For Africa, 56 have read for Nigeria, 28 for Egypt, 17 for South Africa, 12 for Sierra Leone, and 7 for Algeria. Top book being My Sister the Serial Killer by Oyinkan Braithwaite, followed by Everything is Tuberculosis by John Green, and tying for third place, we have A Long Walk to Water by Linda Sue Park, Trevor Noah's Born a Crime, Death of the Author by Nnedi Okorafor, and Where the Library Hides by Isabel Ibanez. This one is set in Egypt. At first, it may seem like, what is that doing in Africa? It's set in Egypt. All right. For Europe, we have 176 people reading from the United Kingdom. Apparently, I screenshotted it while hovering over Russia. 40 for France, 39 for Italy, 23 for Ireland, and 17 for Germany. Our top book being Problematic Summer Romance by Ali Hazelwood with 8, and Knocking Down Foster by Claire Keegan, and Bury Our Bones in the Midnight Soil by V.E. Schwab. For Asia, 91 have read for Japan, 44 for China, 21 for South Korea, 14 for India, and 7 for Malaysia. Our top books being Strange Pictures by Uketsu, Watermoon in second place by Samantha Soto Yambao, Knocking Down Blue 7 by our own Michelle Inoue into third place, and then also knocking down Before the Coffee Gets Cold by Toshikazu Kawaguchi, and Never Thought I'd End Up Here by Anne Liang. For Oceania, because I'm a dum-dum who put Australia, it's Oceania, or Australasia. Some people put that as too. 131 read for Australia, 13 for New Zealand, 2 for Fiji, and for Papua New Guinea, and 1 for Kiribati. Ain't that cool? All right, our top books in Oceania are Everyone in My Family Has Killed Someone by Benjamin Stevenson, followed by The Sirens by Amelia Hart, Here One Moment by Leanne Moriarty, and Wild Dark Shore by Charlotte McConaughey. And our Antarctica bonus, also Wild Dark Shore by Charlotte McConaughey. I think it goes between the two. And then we have Where'd You Go, Bernadette by Maria Semple. And we have All the White Spaces by Ali Wilkes, At the Mountains of Madness by H.P. Lovecraft, Hard Line by Pamela Clare, The White Darkness by David Gran, Out of the Ice by Ann Turner, and How the Penguins Saved Veronica by Hazel Pride. So there are Antarctica books out there. Cool. All right. For the even bigger rainbow, it appears 75 have completed. For Red, Allie Hazelwood's Hot for Slayer at 13, Knocking Down Apprentice to the Villain by Hannah Nicole Mehrer, Listen for the Lie by Amy Tintera, and Caught Up by Nevessa Allen. For our orange color, I do want to say, like, I understand now. I see the physical copy of Love theoretically does look more orange. It's just when it's sitting next to the other very much more orange, it looks yellow. But it's okay if you use this. People We Meet on Vacation by Emily Henry, remaining in first place here, and The Undercutting of Rosie and Adam by Megan Bannon. For Yellow, Everything is Tuberculosis has taken the top spot by John Green, Knocking Down Yellowface by R.F. Kwong. And in third place, we have I'm Glad My Mom Died by Jeanette McCurdy, and The Unhoneymooners by Christina Lauren. For Green, The God of the Woods remains in first place with 7. Strange Pictures in second place by Uketsu. R.F. Kwong's Catabasis in third place, and Slapshot Chelsea Curto. All right. For Teal, we have A Court of Mist and Fury in first place. We have Automatic Noodle by Annalee Newitz, and Dating with Dragons by Christy Boyce in second place. This one got knocked down. The Pairing also got knocked down 2 spaces by Casey McQuiston, Problematic Summer Romance by Allie Hazelwood, and Girl Dinner by Olivia Blake. For a light blue cover, Atmosphere is in first place by Taylor Jenkins Reid. This Is How You Lose a Time War by Amar El Motar and Max Gladstone. Book Lovers got knocked down a peg by Emily Henry, and Overruled got down 2 pegs by Lana Ferguson. For our blue cover, The Housemaid remains in first place by Frida McFadden. It Happened One Summer by Tessa Bailey in second place, and in third place is Falling by Christina Lauren. For our purple cover, Sunrise on the Reaping remains in first place by Suzanne Collins, and in second place, tied for second place, we have Assistant to the Villain and Deep End. For pink, remaining in first place is Sounds Like Love by Ashley Poston, followed by A Witch's Guide to Magical Innkeeping by Sangu Mandana, Bunny by Mona Awad, and First Time Color by B.K. Borison. For black, Party of Liars by Kelsey Cox remains in first place, tied for second, 8-way tie, Blood Over Brighthaven, The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue, Babel, Horror Movie, Hunger Games, The Only Good Indians, Witchcraft for Wayward Girls, and No Rest for the Wicked. For white, significantly less than the black covers, We Used to Live Here by Marcus Kluwer remains in first place, and then The House of My Mother by Shari Frankie. Our top books for silver color are A Court of Silver Flames by Sarah J. Maas and Blue 7 by Michelle Inoue. And in second place, 5-way tie, we have Hellbent by Lee Bardugo, Legend by Maria Liu, These Memories Do Not Belong to Us, Stephen King's Never Flinch, and Warcross by Marie Liu. Both of these guys moved down a peg. For gold, we have Universality with 5 people in first place, Knocking Down the Favorites by Lane Fargo, and Trial of the Sun Queen by Nisha J. Tooley. Also knocking down 2 spaces is A Language of Dragons by S.F. Williamson, tied alongside The Golden Enclaves by Naomi Novik, Fourth Wing by Rebecca Yaros, and The Jasad Heir by Sarah Hashem. For a multicolor, this is the distribution of who's included in what, like how many colors have we had. Predominantly, we have a lot of blue. These are our top colors. So blue is kind of like, that's the color to go for, I guess. For our top multicolor covers, and I am so happy with the submissions for this, because when I made this challenge, this is exactly what I had in mind, is something that's so bright and blatantly obviously 7 colors. I know there's been a lot of conversation in the Discord, like, does this count? Do you think it's shades enough? I'm like, yes, but this is what I was going for. So we have Of Monsters and Mainframes by Barbara Truelove, followed by Chuck Tingle's Lucky Day, The Ministry of Time by, it's too cursive, Kalian Bradley, Orbital by Samantha Harvey, and Sail Remember Me by Abby Jimenez. All right, for Make a Quote, it looks like 25 people have completed. We have 2 quotes now. Call Me Ishmael and O Tongue Give Sound to Joy and Sing of Hope and Promise on Dragon Wing, which I know this is a pair of friends doing this together. Thank you for answering that question. Our most common words, the, and, of, to, and you, me. Not surprised. But our top book is How Do I Remember All That? All used for different words. I remember and all. So that's super fun. Spooky creatures, it looks like 99 have completed it. We have for vampires, Bury Our Bones in the Midnight Soil by V.E. Schwab. Not surprised. 40 of you used it for this one. Followed by Hot for Slayer by Ali Hazelwood. Carmilla by J. Sheridan Le Fanu. The Buffalo Hunter by Stephen Graham Jones. I didn't know that was a vampire book. And the Southern Book Club's Guide to Slaying Vampires in a 5th place. Shifters, we have Mate by Ali Hazelwood, 18. Knocking Down When the Wolf Comes Home by Nat Cassidy. And Someone You Can Build a Nest In by John Wiswell. And we have in 3rd place Nimona by Noelle Stevenson. And Paladin Strength by T. Kingfisher. For magic users, The Very Secret Society of Irregular Witches by Sangu Mandana remains in 1st place, but it knocked out A Witch's Guide to Magical Innkeeping by Sangu Mandana. And we also have The Bewitching by Silvia Moreno Garcia. For fair folk, remaining in 1st place is Emily Wilde's Encyclopedia of Fairies by Heather Fawcett, followed by Quicksilver by Callie Hott and The River Has Roots by Amal El Motar. And in 3rd place, we have A Court of Thorns and Roses, and both other Emily Wilde's book, Map of the Other Lands and Compendium of Lost Tales. So just read Emily Wilde, everybody. All right, for Spirits and Demons, Catabasis remains in 1st place by R.F. Kwong, followed by Bat Eater and Other Names for Cora Zhang by Kylie Lee Baker, followed by Play Nice by Rachel Harrison, and The Dead Romantics by Ashley Poston. We have Merfolk, When the Tides Held the Moon by Vanessa Vitacali. I'm so happy this one's in 1st place because it's fantastic. We also have The Deep by River Solomon, The Spell Shop by Sarah Beth Durst, and The Salt Grows Heavy by Cassandra Kaw. For Zombie, we have Zom Rom-Com by Olivia Dade, followed by What Moves the Dead by T. Kingfisher, World War Z by Max Brooks, A Witch's Guide to Magical Innkeeping apparently has zombie feature in it, by Sangu Montana, and Dating After the End of the World by Geneva Rose. For Other Creature, The Night and the Moth remains in 1st place with Them Gargoyles by Rachel Gillick. Andy Weir for Project Hail Mary, which is aliens. And then in 3rd place, 5-Way Tie, Falling, which I think is Angels Based on the Wings. Legends and Lattes, Orcs. Onyx Storm by Eureka Yaros, Dragons. And other things. House in the Cerulean Sea by T.J. Klune, lots of creatures. And Under Lock and Key by Lana Ferguson, Loch Ness Monster. I love the variety. We have a great variety here. All right, for Become the Avatar, it looks like 150 have completed. For Earth Kingdom, for titles in Earth Kingdom, we have On Earth, We're Briefly Gorgeous by Ocean Vuong, Servant of Earth by Sarah Hawley, and The Last Bookstore on Earth by Lily Braun Arnold. For Earth Kingdom on the covers, God of the Woods by Liz Moore, Out of the Woods by Hannah Bonham Young, Bury Our Bones in the Midnight Soil by V.E. Schwab. It's woods, it's just dark, or it's flowers, that counts. The Compound by Aisling Rawl. For Water Tribe titles, Water Moon by Samantha Soto Yambao, and How Not to Drown in a Glass of Water by Angie Cruz. For Water Tribe covers, Problematic Summer Romance by Ali Hazelwood, nice little peninsula over here. Wild Dog Shore by Charlotte McConaughey, Frederick Bachman's My Friends, The Wedding People by Alison Espach, and Deep End by Ali Hazelwood. For Fire Nation titles, Catching Fire by Suzanne Collins, The Night Ends with Fire by KX Song, and With the Fire on High by Elizabeth Acevedo. For our Fire Nation covers, King of Ashes by S.A. Cosby, Blood Over Bridehaven by M.L. Wang, Julie Clark's The Ghost Writer, and Iron Flame by Rebecca Yaros. For Air Nomad titles, When Breath Becomes Air by Paul Kalanithi, Into Thin Air by John Krakauer, Punching the Air by Ibi Zavoy and Youssef Salam, and Out of Air by Rachel Weiss, or is that a Rice? I can't tell if that's a B or an R. It looks the same as this R, so I'm going to say Rachel Rice. All right, Air Nomad covers, we have Atmosphere by Taylor Jenkins Reid, Falling by Christina Lauren, and Rewitched by Lucy Jane Wood. Beautiful. For the Readathon Challenge, I have no idea how many have completed this. That's why we did the other survey. So the other survey is more accurate. I have a lot of cleaning up to do with this one because there's so many variations of what people have put into it. Yikes. But our top books look to be Catabasis by R.F. Kwong, We Used to Live Here by Marcus Kluwer, A Sorceress Comes to Call by T. Kingfisher, Play Nice by Rachel Harrison, and The River Has Roots by Amal El Motar. For Animals Are Better, 107 have completed. We have Dungeon Crawler Carl by Matt Dinman, Cat. Hemlock in Silver by T. Kingfisher, Cat. John Scalzi's Starter Villain, Cat. Problematic Summer Romance, Dogs. For exotic pets, Isles of the Emberdark by Brandon Sanderson, parrots. Hemlock and Silver, snake. Accomplice to the villain, frog. And Paladin's Grace, I think it's the mole thing, bat, the moles. Is it moles or mice? I forget. It's a long time since I've read it, but there are weird little mole creature things that are adorable. Yeah. All right. Farm animals, Animal Farm. Everybody. A Sorceress Comes to Call by Tim Kingfisher, horse. 3 Bags Full, sheep. A Witch's Guide to Magical Innkeeping. I have no idea because I haven't read it yet, but there's a fox on the cover, but that's not a farm animal, but I'm assuming there's other ones. And Done and Dusted by Lila Sage. I'm assuming it's very Western. Probably going to have farm animals. Whoops. For wild animals, A Witch's Guide to Magical Innkeeping. Fox. Open Throat by Henry Hoke. Cougar. Beneath the Trees Where Nobody Sees by Horvath Otsman Kladu. I don't know. Mice. It looks like mice. And Wild Dark Shore by Charlotte McConaughey. I'm assuming seals or penguins or polar bears. I don't know. I haven't read it. For zoo animals, we have Michael Crichton's Jurassic Park. Obviously, the dinosaurs are in the zoo. Remarkably Bright Creatures by Shelby Van Pelt. Look at that octopus. Aquariums count. Well, that's been a contentious thing. They count. I Got Abducted by Aliens and Now I'm Trapped in a Rom-Com by Kimberly Lemming. There's a lion right there. And West with Giraffes by Linda Rutledge. Beautiful. The Even Queerer Alphabet. Looks like 25 have completed. We have Bury Your Gaze by Chuck Tingle for the gay prompt. Somewhere Beyond the Sea by T.J. Klune. The House in the Cerulean Sea by T.J. Klune. And The Guncle by Stephen Rowley. For lesbian, Bury Our Bones in the Midnight Soil. Remains in first place. Taylor Jenkins Reid, Atmosphere. We Used to Live Here by Marcus Kluwer. Legends and Lattes by Travis Baldry. And Can't Spell Treason Without Tea by Rebecca Thorne. For Buy in Pan, we have Chuck Tingle's Lucky Day. The Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo by Taylor Jenkins Reid. Payback's a Witch by Lana Harper. Red, White, and Royal Blue by Casey McQuiston. The Pairing by Casey McQuiston. Well, actually, by Maisie Eddings. And transgender, we have The In-Between Bookstore taking #1 space by Edward Underhill. And They Were Roommates by Paige Powers. Cemetery Boys by Aidan Thomas. I Shall Never Fall in Love by Mari Connor. The Build a Boyfriend Project by Mason Deaver. The Sapling Cage by Margaret Killjoy. Volatile Memory by Seth Haddon. For intersex, Cattywampus by Ashvon Otterloo. Icarus by Kay Ankrum. Sorrowland by Rivers Solomon. And The Deep by Rivers Solomon. Rivers Solomon is an intersex author, so when in doubt, go to Rivers Solomon if you're struggling with this prompt. For Ace representation, Don't Let the Forest In by C.G. Drews. Every Heart or Doorway by Shauna McGuire. Someone You Can Build a Nest In by John Wiswell. Endling by Maria Riva. And Gender Queer by Maya Kobabe. So Gender Queer is going to be featured in other ones as well. Warrior Princess Assassin for Bridget Kemmerer is our top polyamorous book. Ascension by S.T. Gibson. Iron Widow by Shiranje Zhao. And A Dowry of Blood by S.T. Gibson. I guess really go S.T. Gibson when in doubt for polyamorous. For non-binary, again, we have Gender Queer by Maya Kobabe. I Wish You All the Best by Mason Deaver. The Pairing by Casey McQuiston. And What Stalks the Deep by T. Kingfisher. For gender fluid and two-spirit, we have Joshua Whitehead's Johnny Appleseed, Our Infinite Fates by Laura Stephen, Small Miracles by Olivia Atwater, The Honeys by Ryan Lasala, Beautiful Nightmare by Katie Robert, and The Prince and the Dressmaker by Jen Wang. I cannot recommend this little guy enough. It's so fun. It's so cute. I Miss Herkid 1, estimated about 250 have completed. Most popular prompts, though, have been the A to Z. About 41 chose that one. 39 chose the 500 plus page bin a day. 26 did the protagonist you know, 21 did the birth year prompt, and 16 did webcomic. I'm pretty surprised at which prompts were the most popular to choose. So, interesting. Our top books for I Miss Herkid 1 have been Calabasas by R.F. Kuang, A Study in Drowning by Ava Reed, A Witch's Guide to Magical Innkeeping, All the Sinners Bleed by S.A. Cosby, Bury Our Bones in the Midnight Soil, The Exorcist by William Peter Blatty, Don't Let the Forest In by C.G. Drews, Dragon Tongue by Ava Richardson, Heartstrings by Ivy Fairbanks, Horror Movie by Paul Tremblay, Looking for Alaska by John Green, Matilda by Roald Dahl, and Mexican Gothic by Silvia Moreno Garcia. Just kidding, there's more. Plants Have So Much to Give Us. All we have to do is ask by, I can't read the name. It is too tiny a font. I'm so sorry. Poison Primrose by Dahlia Donovan. Pumpkin Spice and Everything Nice by Katie Sichatelli. I can't read it. I'm so sorry. Renegade Girls. Oh gosh. Nora Neus and Julie Robine. Silver Elite by Danny Francis. The Serpent and the Wings of Night by Carissa Broadbent. Star Wars Infinity's A New Hope. I don't even see a author on that cover. The Graceview Patient by Caitlin Starling. The Great Divide by Christina Henriquez. What Hunger by Catherine Dang. Wild and Wrangled by Lila Sage. And Prayed by Shuichi Yoshida. There were a lot of duplicates. For our new releases, obviously no one is able to complete this. But for our top months, for 3.5 average stars, we have The Night and the Moth by Rachel. No, it's here. Blah, blah. For May, our top books have been 3.85 average stars. No. For May, our average rating has been 3.85 average stars. Our top book being The Night and the Moth by Rachel Gillig. It has 1 5-star. For My Friends, it also has 1 5-star. And Problematic Summer Romance had 1 5-star. For June, we have a 4.0 average stars overall. Bury Our Bones in the Midnight Soil has 4 5-stars. Atmosphere also had 4 5-stars. Of Monsters and Mainframes had 3 5-stars. And With a Vengeance had 1 5-star. For our July books, average of 3.98 stars. A Witch's Guide to Magical Innkeeping had 13 5-stars. Not Quite Dead Yet by Holly Jackson had 6 5-stars. The Enchanted Greenhouse also had 13 5-stars. And Tusk Love had 5 5-stars. August, with an average of 4.01 stars, Calabasas had 8 5-stars. Accomplice to the Villain had 8 5-stars. Automatic Noodle had 5 5-stars. And Hemlock and Silver also had 5 5-stars. For September, we had an average of 3.96. Play Nice by Rachel Harrison had 6 5-stars. Wildcard by Elsie Silver had 4 5-stars. Hot for Slayer had 3 5-stars. And The Gingerbread Bakery by Laurie Gilmore had 1 5-star. For October, we had an average of 3.96. Mate by Allie Hazelwood had 8 5-stars. Alchemy of Secrets by Stephanie Garber had 2 5-stars. Frida McFadden's The Intruder had 2 5-stars. And All of Us Murderers by KJ Charles had 1 5-star. For November, we have a 3.85 currently. Brigands and Bread Knives did not have a 5-star. Cursed Daughters by Oyinkan Braithwaite did not have any 5-stars. Deadly Ever After by Brittany Johnson did not have a 5-star. But The House Sapphire by Marissa Meyer had 1 5-star. I love Marissa Meyer. Okay, December, we haven't had a lot, but we're at a 3.7 right now. We have The Kill Clause by Lisa Unger and Love Me, Stalk Me by Laura Bishop, which does have a 5-star. I'm scared of this book. I don't know what this book is, but I'm nervous about it. January, we've had 2 submissions already for January. You are able to do January right now if you have ARCs. We have Through the Gates of Garnet and Gold by Shauna McGuire and Out of My Skin by A.T. Kumagai. For the Challenge Yourself, probably 50-ish people have completed. Most popular themes have been NetGalley catch-ups, 50 before 50, and reading backlogs. All right, our top book overall, though, is only Redwall by Brian Jacques. That's it. For our nonfiction challenge, 165 have completed it, probably. 110 of those were memoirs, 77 history, 68 science, 40 crime, and 24 biographies. Our top books have been Everything is Tuberculosis by John Green, followed by I'm Glad My Mom Died by Jeanette McCurdy, Atomic Habits by James Clear, and Gender Queer by Maya Kobabe at 5 and 3rd place. So I got tired again, clearly, by the end of this. This is supposed to be Q's, reviews, and recs. 72, it looks like I've completed it. For our TikTok short and reel, Everything is Tuberculosis by John Green, Sunrise on the Reaping by Suzanne Collins, Bury Your Gaze by Chuck Tingle, and Tender as the Flesh by Agustina Visterica. For our cozy mini review, 22 of you read The Enchanted Greenhouse, When the Tides Held the Moon by Vanessa Vita Kelly, Blood Over Brighthaven by M.L. Wang in 3rd place, and in 4th place tied, we have The Build a Boyfriend Project by Mason Deaver, The In-Between Bookstore by Edward Underhill, and When the Moon Hits Your Eye by John Scalzi. For our full reading vlog, All Systems Read by Martha Wells in number 1, The Night and the Moth by Rachel Gillig, Slewfoot by Brom, Braiding Sweetgrass by Robin Wall Kimmerer, and Animal Farm with 5. There we go! Sorry for all my mistakes on that, but we did it. That is our current stats. Y'all are reading a lot. Y'all are reading very diversely. I'm very proud of you guys for taking on this challenge, regardless of how well you do end up doing in this. You've taken that plunge and you've run with it. You're going real hard. And I love seeing everything going on with this. It's really, really awesome to see how many people want to do a dumb thing that I decided to make up. So thank you guys very, very much for participating and watching through this long, long video. So, okay, I'm gonna go now. Bye. No, we're lopsided. Don't circle me. No, we're still lopsided. No, no. Tying with fugitive by with a blah blah blah. For fae folk, fair and blah blah blah.